Hello YouTube, hello Twitch, welcome back to the channel. We're dropping in quite a few seconds too late, but we are here with a Slava guide. I haven't touched this ship for a guide yet, so why not doing it right now? So, Slava is a research pyro ship. It's based on the Kremlin. As you can see, it looks exactly like a Kremlin, with the difference that the armor is completely different. You're far more squishy on the side, you have only 32mm stack armor, and bow and stern are 25, so you can get overmatched. It's still fairly tanky if you angle it, but it's nowhere near as armored as Kremlin. It also works completely the opposite way of Kremlin. Slava is all about super ridiculously good long-range dispersion, while the closer you get, the worse it gets. Like, it works completely the opposite of Kremlin. You get a buff on the dispersion in Kremlin the closer you get, up to like 10 km threshold, or 11 km, and with Slava is completely opposite. Also, you don't have 457mm guns, you only have 406mm guns, which means in fact you cannot overmatch 30mm. Now, what do I think about this ship? It's kind of like a sniping machine, but what I think about it, it's not a bad ship, in my opinion. I said it often enough. I don't think there is a bad tier 10 BB to start with, even GK and so on. The problem with Slava is, while you have insane dispersion, it's still not guarantee you good hits. Plus you rely fairly heavily on broadsides. Okay, we got now one hit, hilarious. But basically this ship is all about getting those juicy broadsides. Now, sometimes that's easier, sometimes that's harder. It really depends how good you are at positioning and how, let's call it, how bad the enemies are. Because what people tend to see if they see a Slava, they angle in most of the time, and you will do basically nowhere near as much damage. Then you have people like this GK who are just not reacting at all, and let's see what we get. Pretty good. But even that was 11k. Is that really a special salvo? No. It's a good salvo, but it's nothing too special. So even if you catch the people off guard and broadside, it doesn't necessarily always give you like 30k or something what you would wish for. And yeah. Another downside is you have fairly slow reload, considering you have 9 guns. Most ships have a standard 30-second reload on tier 10. Or if not, they have way more guns. Colombo has a longer reload, but way more guns. Vermont has 12 457s, has longer reload, but again, more alpha strike power. Here you have only 6 guns and 9 guns, like most other tier 10s, and you have like around 3 seconds longer reload, which is kind of to be honest. Which meaning not only do you have the lowest alpha, you also have fairly bad reload. But yeah, again, how do you play the ship? You play it in the second line, you try to take pocket shots. You want to, whenever you can, switch exactly on the target that does a mistake. Like, on the optimal circumstances, you just don't want to shoot like a nose-in target. But sometimes you have. Sometimes you have to, unfortunately. You have not really a big choice about it. In this case here, I'm gonna shoot the submarine, although I'm well aware of that I can only hit him with my back turret. Or he commits, then we can hit him also with the front turrets. It should be able to hit him. But yeah, it's a very defensively played ship. You will really push with it. One thing also worth mentioning, while you have insanely good vertical dispersion, which is in my opinion always more important than horizontal, this ship on the other hand has absolutely atrocious horizontal dispersion. This is working well, and you don't care about it as long as people broadside. But if people are nose in, you will generally land a lot of shells left and right from him, because again, your horizontal dispersion is awful. Okay, so we need to play very defensive on A-cap now. We already lost all our submarines LEDs there, which is unfortunate to say the least. And we can't really do anything. This guy should not go in, he's just gonna go down. Oh, here we have another opportunity before we leave, but then we need to leave. Now we need to turn away because there's potential torps coming here, and I don't want that the K1 nor Namagiri catch up to me. We could get a nice punishing shot on the Ohio though, but now we need to kite. And we kind of rely that our team does fairly well on A. The only thing we really can do here now is try to delay the advance and punish people that are chasing us. Biggest problem here on the other hand is we're getting chased by 2 DDs and a submarine, which we are most likely not gonna see. So my only real chance to do damage is focusing on the other ships and hope that they try to open up on me, which we kind of need to force. Like, for example, that Ohio will probably not shoot us if we are nose away, like if we kite away. I kind of need to bait the people into shooting me and then turn away. One thing that's also worth mentioning on this thing in comparison to Kremlin is you have absolutely ferocious turret drivers. As you can see, we don't have the blessed 30-second rudder shift of the Kremlin. Okay, not rudder shift, turret drivers. One good thing, however, though, is not only do you have the most accurate guns, you have also, as far as I'm aware of, the highest penning BB guns in the game. So pretty much the highest penning guns in the game. Meaning you can pretty much citadel everything at pretty much any range. Like hence, even the even another Kremlin or something on broadside, you can citadel at like 18 km flat. So the only exception might be Uchakov, where you will struggle at closer ranges already as well. But that's just Uchakov having ridiculously good armor. Brisbane did a mistake. Let's see if we can punish it. Yeah, we can. Great. Also, one really good thing about this battle right now is we have 2 caps, which means they need to go towards B. Me in this position will be always in the crossfire right now for them. I don't think I can hit him. I couldn't give him more lead because of the island, but I don't think that's gonna work. So now I can force 2 things. Either I can get people in my crossfire, or I can get people into me, pushing into me. Like, that Salem is not playing for the objective. This is not a good play by the Salem right now. He starts to chase me, which is not good, and now he's not even paying attention to me. Oh god, Salem. You gotta turn in here, right? Come on, Salem. You gotta turn in here. Ooh, that's a pretty late turn. But it's good enough. Yeah, it's good enough. It's still 7.5k, not too bad. One of the DDs or the submarines, it looks like it's the Yamagiri, went into B cap. Okay, Yamagiri is here, good to know. Halford and submarine might be still here, we don't know yet. But Yamagiri is definitely B cap. Again, we don't have really a lot of options to play it here. We can just kite, hope for a perfect overmatch now on the Salem, which I heavily doubt though. And yeah, the rest is upon my team in the middle right now to do. And that's exactly the problem with this thing. We don't really have... Okay, that's a submarine, I might be dead. We don't really have the impact to change anything here right now. We're dead, yeah. And I can't go down like this. I should have turned a bit more, to be honest. I made it rather easy for them to torpedo me. But I can't go like this or this or this. Like, no matter where I go here, I can't really influence the rest of this anymore. Because these people are not in my range. And if they are, they're also nose into me. And we're not really gonna do the damage. Slava kind of really lacks the battle impact. The only time it can work is if you get to farm the broadsides early on, smashing opponents, or you are in an extremely safe spot. Like, for example, if only Salem would chase me, and not the DDs and the submarines and everything, then we would be in a far more decent spot for a crossfire. But since I have to also deal with these players, it's not gonna work too well. So what you're saying is you need range on Slava. No, what I'm saying is it's just an overrated piece of equipment. Like, anything you have seen here is also possible with a Vermont or with a Yamato, kind of, in that department. The difference is both have... The Yamato has other weaknesses, to be fair. But you don't get anything really with it. Slava was back in the day one of the most disgusting ships when it was released, where was called Pobeda, by the way. Because it had 27mm of overmatch. And back in the day, in case you didn't know it, a lot of ships, before they changed the armor layouts of heavy cruisers, had 27. So even if cruisers were angled in towards you, you could still overmatch them. Completely back in the day with Slava. But that's gone. Now you have all the 30mm cruisers, and now you have all the 457mm BBs. So it's not really that good. It's not a bad ship. Again, I want to clarify. I don't think there is a bad tier 10 BB. Not at all. Hell, somebody just mentioned in the chat, we can also kind of compare it to Wisconsin. Because Wisconsin, yes, it has way harder to aiming guns because the US shells are far slower, but Wisconsin has insanely good dispersion all across the board, no matter on the range. So it kind of doesn't care if you're close or far away. You also have a pretty much unhittable citadel unless you're turning in and lift it, because it's super deep underwater. And you have an F key and heal and better armor and so on. So there's multiple ships you can play. I didn't even think about the Wisconsin, but there's multiple ships, including tech 3 ships, that you can play that will just do better than Slava. And yeah, I still like the demonstration because you could see some chunks, but you also saw how instantly we had to play it passive. Because you can't really go, like, without support you cannot play the ship aggressive. Or it's not really worth it, because you end up having some very iffy salvos. Not to mention that you have an overmatchable nose the size of the Empire State Building, pretty much. And that's over. GG. Hope you enjoyed this video. Again, you heard it out of the video probably itself. I'm not really a big fan of this ship to start with. I think there are far better ones to play. I just think it's overrated. It can be fun, especially if you catch all the broadsides. But the stars need to align in it, and yeah. We still did quite some damage. Thank you for watching. Your trailer is out.